Welcome, dear seekers of truth and wisdom. Today, on March 16th, we gather to explore a profound aspect of our spiritual journey, reducing our attachment to prapancha, or worldly life. This Pravachan will guide us in understanding how to balance our material existence with our spiritual aspirations, ultimately leading us to true contentment and divine love. Our present situation is like that of a person who wants to eat his cake and have it too. We aspire to the contentment which God alone has and can give, while at the same time, we do not want to give up our clinging attachment for prapancha. Our love for either thus lacks constancy, whereas genuine love is single-minded, unswerving. True, abiding happiness can be found with God alone, but it is by no means necessary to give up prapancha. What we need to give up is only our attachment for and entanglement with it. This can be done if we realize the true nature and value of prapancha. We have our own experience to convince us that prapancha, however diligently we do it, cannot bring true happiness. And yet it is almost necessary, unavoidable to do it. What then is the degree to which it is necessary to us? No more than the walking stick which an old man or a disabled person carries with him when going out. In order that our present bonds of attachment to prapancha should weaken and finally be severed, and that correspondingly love for God should steadily increase, we should abide by the rules laid down by the Shastras, exercising control over our acts, thoughts, and speech. Their observance will gradually wean us away from worldly life. If we ascribe all ownership and doership to Rama, whatever profit or loss ensues will automatically go over to him, and we shall stand unaffected in prapancha. Upright, moral behavior is the very foundation as well in the spiritual quest as in the conduct of worldly affairs. The dictates of the Shastras aim at ensuring that one controls passions. Our thoughts should be pure and untainted by selfishness, hatred, or jealousy. Never wish ill to others. Exercise rigid control over speech. Always speak gently, sweetly. We want to employ the tongue for uttering the sacred name of the Lord. How then can we defile that tongue by uttering anything that hurts the heart of another, that is hurting the Lord who resides therein? Let us withdraw our interest from mundane matters and apply it to God. What I advise you is strictly the same that the saints have been advising for ages. If you believe in it firmly and act accordingly, I assure you that Rama will make you happy. Personal reflection. Let me share a story from the life of Sant Ravidas, a revered saint and poet known for his teachings on equality and devotion. Ravidas was born into a humble family of cobblers and faced social discrimination due to his caste. Despite these challenges, he remained devoted to his spiritual path and the worship of God. One day, a wealthy merchant approached Ravidas, troubled by his attachment to his wealth and the fear of losing it. Ravidas invited the merchant to his humble home and offered him a simple meal. The merchant was surprised by Ravidas's contentment and peace, despite his modest surroundings. Ravidas explained that true wealth lies in devotion to God and not in material possessions. Ravidas then shared a profound lesson with the merchant. He took a piece of leather and crafted a beautiful pair of shoes, explaining that just as the leather is transformed into something useful, our lives can be transformed through devotion and detachment from worldly attachments. The merchant, deeply moved by Ravidas's wisdom, began to practice detachment and devoted himself to serving others and worshipping God. Over time, he experienced a profound sense of peace and contentment, and his attachment to prapancha weakened. This story reminds us that true happiness and contentment come from within, from our connection with the divine, rather than from our material possessions. By practicing detachment and focusing on spiritual growth, we can reduce our attachment to prapancha and strengthen our love for God. In conclusion, let us strive to reduce our attachment to prapancha while fulfilling our worldly duties with a sense of detachment. By following the guidance of the Shastras and the wisdom of the saints, we can weaken our bonds to the material world and strengthen our love for God. Remember, true emancipation comes from realizing our divine nature and shedding all upadhi. May Rama bless us all with true happiness and contentment. Thank you for joining us in this spiritual journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more enlightening discourses.